Hi everybody. I thought I'd do another Tipsy review because last time I had so much fun doing it and I think you might have enjoyed it a little bit as well. So I'm on my third vodka. It might be fourth. I've had dinner as well, and I don't put a lot of vodka in. I know it's a big glass, but the vodka only goes up to here. So we're tipsy, we're not drunk. And I thought it'd be fun to do a video on some new 4160 Tuesday releases. Now I did film this already, but I've had issues with my phone, so I've now upgraded my phone. The sound was terrible, and if you watch my last two videos you can see that, you can hear that, but I've now got a new phone. So do tell me, I think that means that the quality of the video might be a little bit better, and hopefully the sound's a little bit better. Now Dan was really kind and sent me a microphone to use to see if that would rectify the problem with my old phone. It didn't bypass the issue, and now I was trying to use it. I thought, oh, I'm going to use it in this video. I can't find a hole on this phone to plug this into, so there's no hole big enough for that to go in, so I'm going to need some help with that. So the volume's going to be as it usually is, but hopefully I'll figure out where to plug that thing in next time around. Let's get on with the video. We are talking about 4 fragrances and they are all pretty new, and I think not really that spoken about, certainly on the YouTube forum. So let's start off with the 2 newest ones. Now, here we are. Here they are. So we have here Drive Them Wild and a Burnt Cedar Rainbow Doves. Yes, you heard that right. Full disclosure, I ordered and paid for small bottles completely of my own volition because I really wanted to try these fragrances. And Sarah McCartney was really kind, and in the post I got bigger bottles than I'd ordered and a really nice note to say thank you for your support. So I have supported 4160 Tuesdays for many years. I think they're an amazing house, and that's purely because I love them. I bought my own samples, I bought my own bottles over the years, and Sarah has been extremely generous in upgrading my small bottles to these bigger ones, which is fabulous because then I feel like I can really spray them and properly give you a full review. That's not happening today though, because I've only had them less than a week and there's not enough time to fully review 4 fragrances in one video without you having to watch a really long video that you're going to get bored and not watch. So this is first impressions. Hopefully that's all right with you. Let's talk about the Drive Them Wild. I have a little card here that came with the bottles. Drive Them Wild. Dolores Del Rio was the most beautiful woman in Hollywood and also the first female Latin American star. She adored spending time in her gardens in California, then at home in Mexico. A little bit of wind. According to the press, she perfumes her hair to drive men wild. In her honour, we've blended white flowers, vanilla, cocoa absolutes, vintage musks and hot spices. Now, 4160 Tuesdays often refer to vintage musks. I saw a post today, Sarah McCartney will specifically use musks that were available at the relevant period in time for the fragrance that she's creating. So let's talk about Drive Them Wild. I am wearing this one, but I'm also wearing everything. So I'm gonna just go like this. Now, Dolores Del Rio wore the perfume in her hair to drive men wild. There's no men here, there's only a cat. So no one's going to be driven wild. But I wanted to do that. Oh God, shut up Claire, drink. I just wanted to spray it in my hair, you know. So drive them wild, drive them wild. And it is a beautiful orangey, vanilla, chocolatey, spicy, concoction that kind of reminded me a little bit of a Terrier's chocolate orange, just when you first spray it. So what I love about the opening is it's fresh, it's a floral and citrus fruity, but you can smell chocolatey aspects along with vanilla immediately. The fragrance it most brings to mind straight away is a fragrance that unfortunately a lot of you might not know. Some of you hopefully will. It's one of my favourites. It's called Aura Sublime by Bijoux Parfums. Now that one opens up with a beautiful bergamot and lemon and vanilla, and it's very powdery, and that's the closest I can get to telling you how it opens up. Maybe even think about Xerjoff's Lyra or Les Senteurs Gourmandes Tender Madeleine. This is our ballpark. Now I'm not saying it smells the same, I'm just giving you a little ballpark here. Oh, but there's something else going on in there, I tell you. It's like a touch of concrete, dusty, powdery concrete, which I have never noticed before until now, by the way. I think I can smell almond as well, which again I've never noticed before. I'm just double checking because I know there's almond in the other one. I was just double checking that I am still spraying the correct perfume, and I am. It's quite delicious without going too sweet, because there is this kind of petrichor, earthy, mineral note that's stopping everything going too sweet. So you've got this white florals, vanilla, and then this grounding rain on hot concrete almost kind of smell as well. Now I've worn it a couple of times and it dries down to being quite vanilla dominant and more of a skin scent. This one's not a beast mode. It's beautiful, almost like got wind. Almost like your skin but better. Only because you can smell it, but it's more like you get a sillage rather than a projection from it. So as you move around, you will catch whiffs of it, but it is not massively projecting from you. It's just as you move. There you go. Oh, that's good, you know? Really nice, really interesting. So that is Drive Them Wild. I've made it to 10 minutes and spoken about one fragrance. Fuck a duck. So let's move on then to Burnt Cedar Rainbow Dove. So let me give you the description. After a conversation with his friend Elsa Schiaparelli, Lord Berners decided that his last creative wish was to make a fragrance containing civet. Nancy Mitford talked him out of it. In each bottle of Burnt Cedar Rainbow Doves, there's a drop of civet tincture in his memory. It also reflects aromas of his house and garden. Cedarwood bonfires, wild roses, mock orange blossom and sugared almonds accord as a light-hearted reference to the colours he dyed his doves at Easter time. So that is the description for Burnt Cedar. That is the description for Burnt Cedar Rainbow Doves, and I have sprayed that on this arm. I have something I sprayed 2 hours ago-ish, and then a fresh spray here, just so I can talk to you about both. I have worn it a couple of times again. Now this one took me by surprise because where it mentioned the sugared almond accord, I latched onto that with all my heart because I love almonds and I loved a sugar almond note. And I just kind of forgot about all the other notes and just thought, oh my God, it's got almonds, I'm gonna love it. And it's actually nothing like I, in my own crazy befuddled mind, thought it would be like. So what you actually get, you need to cling on to the fact that it says burnt there. It says burnt. I ignored that. Burnt is a big clue. So if you was a police detective and you saw that the fragrance was called burnt something, you might think, oh, maybe it will smell smoky. If you're me and you see the word almond, you gloss over everything else and you just think, oh, almonds. So be aware, it's smoky. When I first spray it, it smells like creosote, which is something in the UK that people used to paint their fences and sheds with back when I was just a wee person. It's now a banned substance, so you don't smell it very often at all. When I do, I love it. Creosote is one of my favourite smells that's not a perfume. It's, how do you even explain it? So you will smell the wood, but then you smell it's like a varnish, but it's not exactly like the smell of varnish. It's better, so much better. So anyway, it kind of reminds me of creosote, and then it changes and you realise there's sweetness going on in there. That's not obvious because it's quite smoky, so it smells like someone's got a load of wood burning, or almost like you've stumbled upon a pile of wood that's been burnt, but now it's really cold, so it's no longer hot. So what I'm saying is smoky without being hot smoky. And then you start to notice a sweetness coming through that's not, to me, an obvious almond note. It's more like a sweet woods and kind of natural outdoorsy, you know, air coming off of grass, hay, the earth. I think I can't really pick out the rose, the floral. I can't pick out any of the florals, and I can't pick out the sugared almond as such, but there is definitely a sweetness coming through. And the only other thing I'd say is when it dries down, I get a little bit of a cumin note, and cumin is absolutely not listed. Doesn't mean it's there, doesn't mean it's not. I'd have to ask Sarah. But as it dries down, I start to get this slightly almost curry-like cumin note coming through that makes it feel more like it is about a human, a person. And I think it's not going to be in my regular rotation just because it's a little bit challenging where it's so smoky and where it's not as sweet as what I usually wear. But I think if you like things that are smoky and complex and a little bit interesting and you will stand out, it could be for you. So that is Burnt Cedar Rainbow Doves. Let's move on then to, oh, taking so long. This is called Le Jardin du Monsieur Mcgregor. So Monsieur Mcgregor is Peter Rabbit's arch enemy, his nemesis from the Peter Rabbit books. Le Jardin du Monsieur Mcgregor has notes of orris, tobacco, blackcurrant, jasmine, parsnip, hay, lavender, cedar, moss, vetiver, patchouli, cucumber, mushroom, cut grass, leather, strawberries, lily of the valley, blackberries, celery and musk. Yes, all of those. But I think that note listing makes it sound darker than it is and maybe more challenging than it is. In actual fact, this is a perfect spring summer fragrance for anyone, man or woman. I don't really pick out the leather. I might do when I get to live with it for a while. I get a sweetness. To me, I smell violet, which is another note that's not listed, but I really do smell a violet. It's a little bit green. It's very fruity. It is a fruity floral done in a very unique and niche way. Very easy to love, very easy to wear. It smells natural. It could be a Jo Malone type fragrance in that it feels very outdoorsy, very natural. but it has that 4160 twist where I think you have this hit of something a little more fruity, a little sweeter, a little more playful and frivolous than, say, a Jo Malone fragrance. But it definitely feels very outdoorsy and fun and frivolous and playful, but not too girly, not too feminine. It's totally unisex. It's a bit sort of musky, a little bit hay. You can smell the hay, I think. You can imagine farmers' fields and the sun hitting the hay and the warmth of the hay rising up and the fresh grass and some fruits growing wild. Just all of that. Very easy to love. So finally then, let's go to Red Queen, which I have here. Now that's been on my arm several hours and I can smell quite a lot of what I think is ISOE super. It's very cedary, musky, woodsy now. But I'm gonna go on my here. I'm gonna go here just to freshen it up so that we can talk about, let's show you the bottle. Now I purchased this bottle, I did split some, I shared some out with some fragrant friends because I just don't need that much perfume. So often now when I buy a full bottle, I do split it to subsidise my expenses. I split it at cost, and that means other people get to try it and share it and decide if they want to buy their own full bottle, and I don't have to lay out for a full bottle every single time. And this was a blind buy for me. So Red Queen. Let's talk about Red Queen, shall we? So this was a collaboration with Micheline Carmen, who is the editor and I think the brand owner of Café Bon, which is a blog which I have actually mentioned in a previous video, but we'll put that all aside. This is a collaboration for their 9th birthday. So Sarah McCartney wanted to create a perfume for Micheline Carmen, and the premise was that Micheline does not like rose or incense fragrances, and therefore they're going to create a rose and incense fragrance, but one that she can love. So it's based on Alice in Wonderland and also Through the Looking Glass. And the notes are labdanum, opoponax, raspberry leaf, bergamot, musk, frankincense. I think that's all the notes listed. To me, it's a very spicy kind of rose fragrance to start with, but smooth and sweet, but not too sweet. I definitely feel an earthiness. I mean, Alice in Wonderland, all that, falling down the rabbit hole, and it does feel like a grounded fragrance. It doesn't feel very up in the air. It feels like it's everything. So you're up in the air, you're going crazy, you're drinking the drinks, you're going small, you're getting big, you fall down the rabbit hole. It's everything, it's all in one. If you like Sarah McCartney's other rose renditions, it feels like she's using similar ingredients. I think this one feels very for 160 Tuesdays. If you know the fragrances, it won't surprise you too much. Not to say that it smells like all the others, but it totally has 4160 signature going on. And I think that's because Sarah was able to use all of her favourite ingredients. And I think that makes you really feel that this is 100% a 4160 Tuesday fragrance. The rose is really, really nice. I like the rose. If you like a sweetened rose, I think you'll like this one, but complicated by some sort of resins and spices. Raspberry leaf absolute is something that Sarah McCartney really loves and is in quite a few of the fragrances. And I remember that from years and years ago when I first started to explore the fragrances, get samples, read the information on the website. I know that Raspberry Leaf Absolute is definitely something that Sarah really loves. Yeah, it's really good actually, Red Queen. So they are all available on the website. The two newest ones, Drive Them Wild and Burnt Cedar Rainbow Doves, they are very, very limited. The ingredients used are extremely expensive, and therefore the prices are a little bit higher than the regular line. And also, if you do want them, you need to hurry up and just grab them, because as far as I'm aware, once they're gone, and there's just a limited amount available on the website. So my advice to you, if you're interested in 4,160 Tuesdays, is go and join the Facebook group. You have to be a Facebooker, so you do have to have a Facebook account, but then you can go and join 4,160 Tuesdays news Facebook group. And there you will see reviews from fanatical lovers of the house. So not just me reviewing it, but people that are purchasing samples and full bottles all day long and just love the house. They are talking about the fragrances in a forum, and you can really get a feel for what might suit you and what might not. And there's also some swapping going on and buying and selling. Sarah's quite open to letting people swap and sell the things that they're not loving, which I think is amazing. I think that's really nice of her. It's her group, she can run it how she wants, and I really think that there'll be a lot of people that own a brand that wouldn't want the reselling of their fragrances going on. So that is a big thumbs up. I've waffled on. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that I haven't put you off future videos by moi. Let me know if you'd like a Tipsy review once a week. And I would. In the meantime, cheers. Muchas gracias for watching. I am going to go and have a long overdue wee, because I did say I've had at least three of those, so yeah. See you in the next video. Do you want sweetie? I know you do. Sweetie, why have you got your back to us? Sweetie, why have you got your back to us, darling? She's going to the groomers next Friday because, come here darling, come around here. She's going to the groomers because she's a bit of a state. She's got a lot of knots all here, and I've kind of let things get out of hand, and she needs some attention. So she's gonna look skinny when she gets back from the groomers, because they get rid of a lot of excess hair. Bye everybody.